What's up everybody, Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon, back with another deck tech video, and today we have a viewer request. We have Svella Ice Shaper. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So Svella Ice Shaper is a 2/4 for 1 generic, a red, and a green, and has tap 3, tap it, create a colorless snow artifact token named Icy Manalith with tap, add 1 mana of any color, and then you can pay 6 and a red and a green to look at the top 4 cards of your library, and you may cast a spell from among them without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So I am going to try to get the most activation I can out of its secondary ability. It does cost 8, which is pretty nutty. You can make these manaliths, but let's see how we can get it done today for a budget of under $400. So we are running 25 creatures in this deck. We are running Agatha of the Vile Cauldron, which is activated abilities of creatures you control cost X less to activate, where X is Agatha's power. This effect can't reduce that cost to less than what it would cost. And so it reduces it by 1. It's gonna go with our Svella. There aren't a whole lot of ways to power her up in this deck, so it's a little tricky to get beyond that. But if you wanted to go like a 1/1 counter route, it would definitely be a lot of value. We have Anzrag the Quake Mole in here. A lot of these creatures you're going to see are either mana dorks or big bombs that we want to hit. And so Anzrag has, whenever Anzrag the Quake Mole becomes blocked, untap each creature you control. After this combat phase, there's an additional combat phase. And then you can pay 7 to make sure that Anzrag has to be blocked. We've got Apex Altasaur, Big Fighty Dinosaur. It's a 10/10 for 9, which has, when it enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature you control, and it has Enrage, which is whenever it's dealt damage, it fights up to 1 other target creature you don't control. So it's going to fight a whole bunch of things, usually until it dies. We have Apex Devastator, which is a 10/10 for 10 with Cascade, 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 Cascade. This is a great thing to hit off of your Svella. Can cascade into a bunch of bonkers things. We got Birds of Paradise for Mana Dork. We've got Crater Hoof and Enray's Forerunners for some game enders. We've got Desolation Twin. We've got Drakosith Maw of Flames, which is whenever it attacks, it deals 4 damage to any target and 3 damage to each of up to 2 other targets. Elvish Mystics, another Mana Dork. We have both Atalis in here today, Little Atali and Big Chungus Atali, which turns into a Blightsteel Colossus. 2 more Mana Dorks with Fanatic of Ronus and Fentorn Elves. Galta, of the original, the one that costs 12 and is cheaper for the power of the creatures you have on the battlefield. We have Goblin Anarchomancer, makes your stuff cost less. Kolga and Yodaro, which is just Godzilla and King Kong we have at home, which is when Kolga and Yodaro enters the battlefield, choose 1. It gains trample and haste until end of turn, or it fights target creature you don't control. You can also discard it to destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment and shuffle it into your library from your graveyard. Then draw a card. We have another Mana Dork. We have Roxanne. I wanted to sing the song. We have Roxanne, Starfall Savant. It's a 4/3 for 3 generic, a red and a green, and whenever she enters the battlefield or attacks, create a tapped colorless artifact token with named Meteorite, which has, when it enters the battlefield, it does 2 damage to any target and can tap for mana of any color. Whenever you tap an artifact token for mana, you add an extra mana. So this will go with your Svella's Mana Rocks as well. We also have Sereth, the Viper's Fang, which is other tapped creatures you control have Death Touch. Other untapped creatures you control have Hexproof, and you can pay 1 to untap another target creature. So if you get to have enough lands and mana available, you can probably use your Svella twice. We have Savage Ventmaw, which is when this creature attacks, you add 6. So it can attack, add that 6, and then what you can do is use your available mana on top of this 6 to activate Svella's ability. You can use Seeker of Skybreak to untap Svella, and then we have Worldspine Worm, Zopandrel, and Xenagos for other big bombs for Svella to hit. Sorceries, we've got Blasphemous Act in here and Hit the Motherlode for big bomb spells. Hit the Motherlode does discover 10. And then if the mana value is less than 10, you create tap treasures equal to the difference. And then we have a ton of mana ramp. We have Cultivate, Farseek, Kodama's Reach, Nature's Lore, Rampant Growth, Reshape the Earth, which allows you to search for up to 10 lands and put them onto the battlefield. Yeah, not even just basics, just land cards. Rishkar's Expertise, Sky Shroud claim, and 3 visits are also in here. For instance, we have a little bit of removal, a little bit of ramp. In our ramp, we have Antish Restoration and Harrow. We have Beast Within and Chaos Warp for a little bit of removal. We have Second Harvest to create extra tokens of our mana rocks. We have Return of the Wild Speaker to draw some cards, Snakeskin Veil and Tamio's Safekeeping to provide us with some protection. We have the last Agni Kai because we do have big Chungus creatures, and if you use the last Agni Kai, it will provide you with enough mana to be able to use to activate your Svella. For artifacts, we have Heartstone, which makes it so your activated abilities cost less. We have Illusionist Bracers, which if an activated ability of an equipped creature activates, if it isn't a mana ability, you can copy that ability, which makes it a little bit more affordable, or like more worth the cost. We have Lightning Greaves and Swiftfoot Boots to protect. We have Mage Right Stone, which is untap a creature that has an activated ability with tap in the cost. We have Rings of Bright Earth, which is whenever you activate an ability, if it isn't a mana ability, you can pay 2 to copy it. We have Soul Ring in here. We have Swiftfoot Boots, like I said, 1,000-Year Elixir. And then we also have Unwinding Clock, which is untap all artifacts you control to each other player's untap step. Enchantments, we're running Braid of Fire, Fires of Yavimaya, Guruk's Uprising, Instill Energy, which is target creature can attack the turn, so it gives a creature haste, and then you can untap the creature once each turn. We have Rhythm of the Wild, Rising of the Day, Up the Beanstalk, Warstorm Surge, and then our 37 lands. We are running budgety land list here. We aren't running any of the shock lands, none of the proper fetches, which you can always upgrade, but we do have Rogue's Passage in here, so one of your big beat sticks can get in. We are also running Temple of the False God, which although has fallen out of favor, is still good in certain instances, this being one of them. Yeah, like I said, it's a budget list. There are definitely ways that you can upgrade this. You can go with a lot more mana rocks and kind of play heavy towards Roxanne, play a couple tutors to be able to get some of those out there, play a little bit more, how do I want to say it? You can play more towards the snow angle if you want to with Svella, but it's pretty difficult to pay for 8 unless you're able to max out. Ways to protect your mana rocks could also be something that you add in here. But yeah, it was fun working on this one. As always, I'm Weston with the Hidden Gibbon. If you want to see your commander made into a deck tech, drop it in the comments down below. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.